All right, what's up? So, been practicing a little bit and some hot news. I have a special surprise for you at the end of this episode. Stay tuned. All right, so this is my continuation of working with Scott's bass lesson. I mentioned in the last video, go check out the channel. You can check out my first day practicing. Hands down, absolute best for me, at least, in advancing what I'm learning on this bass. So I'm very pleased with the money I spent, money well spent on the program. It's been phenomenal. So the first shape that we learned was basically the one, and then jump down to the three, and then back to the fives. That helped me tremendously in just getting ready. So the second shape, this one is a little bit different. It basically goes backwards in a sense. So I'm going here, starting with my second finger here, here, then the five. So 1, 3, 5. And so that one actually is a little bit easier. If you watch the last video, there's some moments where I kind of mess up, where I'm trying to play, like, let's say the B flat here, and I'm jumping, and I may jump too far, or I may not go far enough to actually hit the right note. And so it's a little difficult sometimes to count 3 frets and figure out where you're going next. But I like this one a little bit better because it's just the 1, the 3 is just down 1 back, and then forward. Also learned this from, can't remember the name, but it was another channel that was actually pretty good, and he was the first one that I started learning about shapes from. All right, so we're gonna do the backing track, and this is going to be shape 2. I got ahead of it just a little bit because I didn't end up on the right one. But I learned basically going from this D flat down to this G flat right here, as opposed to jumping up here to this G flat, which is what I was doing so much in the first shape. And so it's because I practiced the first shape so much, my natural instinct now is to come up here to this G flat. But I'm able to navigate and much more easily tell you what notes are where now because of these shapes. And so that's a good thing. All right, so the next shape that we were learning was shape 3. And this one was a little bit different. So this one is what made me have to step back and say, oh, I need to learn where these notes actually are, because I didn't really know. So when Scott was saying basically that you could play the same thing down in another position, I was like, how am I supposed to know that? But now I get it. So, like, for instance, all right, so if we're taking that as the C, this is B flat, that means that's B, this is C, right? So if we're starting here and we're supposed to go, well, let me get back in the shot here. Bah. There we go. So if I'm starting here and I'm supposed to go down and over 1, and then I'm supposed to go down and over 2, I'm on an open. And so Scott is basically saying we don't want to do opens right now because we want to get used to playing the shapes, which makes sense. You know, completely makes sense. So if I'm going to play this one, I now have to find a C that isn't up here. So that means I have to start here and then go down and over to. Same thing, playing the same thing here. Alright, so we're going to do that one. And I'm not as good at this one, but we're going to do it. It makes me jump around and think a lot more. So. One. I think when I came from the G flat, I think I missed the G flat actually. So yeah, I didn't play a G flat up here. So yeah, but anyway, that's my practice. That's where I am. Still growing. This again, hands down, Scott's bass lessons, completely off the chain. You know, so in the next video, you're gonna see I introduce it to my son. And my son is mind blown. He's already good at the bass in terms of like being able to pick up tabs and things. Completely mind blown at how good the lessons are, and he thinks Scott is a freaking genius. So here's Little John, my favorite bass player in the world, and here are his thoughts. All right, Scott, this is John. I've been taking your lessons, and I just wanted to give you an update from a new student, which is my son, who's a much better bass player than I am. But here's his thoughts on going through module 1 or module 2.
I really like it. Like, at first, I was one of those okay bass players, like, you know. I didn't know any notes at all. I knew a few, but I didn't really know them. But when I watched your video, like, I was in orchestra, and, you know, my teacher taught us notes. And I was getting it, but I wasn't getting it good enough. But when I watched your videos, it's like, now I understand the bass on another level, towards like, it's not even a bass to me anymore. It's just like something new. Like, I've completely learned the theory. Like C, I didn't know that was a C. D flat, also C sharp, which is kind of crazy, you know? I didn't know that stuff. And you're crazy. I love your work. Please keep it up. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Now play this string.
I feel like Jerry could get this too.
Play this string. Yeah, put your finger up there. Tell him, say B flat, mommy.